Hello theatre kids, and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to be bringing you guys along with me on this vlog because if you hadn't guessed, we are going to see Six tonight, guys. And if you know me, you know that Six is love, Six is life. So it seemed only right that I bring you guys along with me. This will be my 6th time seeing Six, and I'm absolutely astounded, excited, bubbling over with joy. So I absolutely can't wait, and I of course cannot wait to bring you guys with me. So let's get into the video. Okay guys, we are officially on our way. Now it's a little bit embarrassing. I did film about 2 minutes of footage walking, but turns out my camera was flipped, so it wasn't actually filming me, which is why I'm actually just going to secretly double check that we are in fact filming it the right way around. But it is a lovely day here in St Andrews. I'm walking down to the bus station, which will take me to the train station, which will take me to Edinburgh. It's a little bit complicated because we're in St Andrews, and I said earlier that this was a very special show. I'm seeing Six for the 6th time, and obviously Six is a very beloved show in my books, but there is another reason that it is a special show, and that is because it marks my last show that I will be seeing as a 3rd year geography student. That is right guys, semester officially ends for me in 2 days time when I submit my final essay for the year, which is a bit scary, 3 years down and 1 to go, but I'm kind of using Six as like a little treat to myself. But because it is the end of semester here in St Andrews, yesterday was May Dip, meaning at the crack of dawn, me and my friends ran into the freezing cold ocean, which was really fun. And the day before that was a big event called Gaudi, in which we all walked down the pier wearing our famous red robes. So I'm actually going to throw you guys over to a little clip of that because I did film a bit of it for you because I wanted to show you what a fun and weird St Andrews tradition that is. So let's send you to Flora from 2 days ago. So I'm doing an impromptu little vlog because it's Gaudi, and why not? I'm walking on the wrong side of the pier. Now, if you don't know, this is a weird and crazy St Andrews tradition in which we walk down the pier with fire to commemorate a shipwreck or something, and then we go home, drink all day, and then run into the ocean at 5 AM with no sleep. So I mean, what's not to love? But this is why in my Six the Musical vlog, hello Cameron, hi. I look absolutely knackered because I won't have had any sleep. And you are back. Yep, that was Gaudi. I know, a little culty, but that's fine. I'm about 10 minutes away from the bus station, so I have my handy dandy headphones in. I'm of course listening to musical theatre, which the link is in the bio of my TikTok, I believe, if you want to check out my theatre playlist anyway. But without further ado, I will pick you guys up when I'm either on the bus, depending on how busy it is, or I'm on the train, because I don't think you need to see 10 minutes of me walking out of breath. Okay, so I have finally made it to Edinburgh, and you can probably see all the wonderful Six the Musical posters behind me. Now, this is the old cast on these posters. They likely haven't printed any new ones, which is completely fair enough. The cast changed literally like a week ago. But what's exciting is that it is sold out. Now, I don't think actually that's a lie. In London, I've been to sold out shows, but this is about to throw shade at the Edinburgh Playhouse. I've never been to a sold out show here, and this is sold out for the whole run, which is very, very exciting. Clearly people know this show is worth paying money to see. Now, I am like 2 hours early because there's actually a fun bookshop. I'm gonna walk and talk. We'll say goodbye to the theatre for now because we will be back, but I'm going to walk and talk because there is a bookshop that I know has a book that I want, and I've been trying to track this book down since Star Wars Celebration like a month ago. So I think I finally found it. If they don't have it, I'm probably gonna cry. But the bookshop is called Toppings, and it is one of the most gorgeous bookshops ever. I got lost in this specific one. There's one in St Andrews as well. The one in St Andrews is decidedly smaller. Nice little concrete grinder. I've stayed at the hotel, so it's just here as well. That was a lovely place to stay before and after the theatre. But given that it's noisy, this road works, and I'm trying to walk, I'm going to pick you guys up in like 5 minutes when I actually get to the bookshop. But we are here, we made it to Edinburgh on time. So unlike Anne and Juliet, this is not stressful. Okay, so I have found the book I want, but it is right up there. So that means I get to climb the fun ladders they have in this bookshop. All the way up there. Okay guys, I have managed to successfully kill the 2 hours. And I am now in the, I can't remember what this shopping centre is called, but the big snazzy new shopping centre in Edinburgh. Had a fun look around the shops, went to the Lego store. Sadly can't afford anything in there, but you know, we move. We're not here for Lego today guys, we are here for the theatre. But first, thank you to the Edinburgh Playhouse for this. I'm going to a new place called Duck and Waffle because they are launching their pre-show menu. meaning that you have the chance to book a deal with Duck and Waffle before you go to the theatre to have a meal effectively. Lots of theatres do this, particularly regional theatres, to help boost the local economy, and for that I'm very excited. I think I know how to get there, but that's about to be the test. It's on the 4th floor, I'm on the 2nd floor currently, and my sense of navigation for a geography student, really quite embarrassing. But it's all the way over there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but like I said, we're going to do our best, and yeah, I'm super excited. It looks really good. The menu looks lovely on the website, but like I say, pretty new location, and their pre-theatre menu is new as well, so this will be exciting because you guys get to come along with me. Alright guys, I just wanted to take a little break from the vlog, back in my bedroom, back before I even left for the theatre, or time travelling in this vlog, wow, to say a massive thank you to the team at the Edinburgh Playhouse. They knew that I am, of course, a massive Six the Musical fan, and they decided to reach out to me and offer me press tickets to this event. Again, a massive shout out to Pam and the team at the Edinburgh Playhouse for hooking me up with these last minute tickets, and the wonderful dinner that I'm sure you guys are going to see in the vlog as well. But I don't want to keep you guys from the fun for too long. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the people that are making these vlogs possible. So, without further ado, let's send you back to the fun. Okay, folks, I don't have to be stripped of my geography student status just yet. I think I have found it. I think it's down this way. Like I said, I could be very wrong. Who knows? Okay, there's duck neon signs on them. So, the place is called Duck and Waffle, so I'm hoping that's the right place. Yeah, there's a giant duck outside on a stack of waffles. Oh my god, I can't wait to show you guys this. I think it's really, really cute. It should be exciting. I have no idea who I'm meeting. All I know is that they are from the Edinburgh Playhouse, and there's going to be several other influences there. So this should be interesting. But, oh, there's a giant duck on a stack of waffles. This is absolutely adorable. I'm super excited. I'm super hungry as well. I didn't really have much lunch, which is bad. You should be having lunch, but look. Some neon signs. There's a neon duck that flies all the way across the window. How adorable is this? But then look at this. How cute. A tartan duck on a pile of red waffles. That's adorable. But I'm going to go ahead, go inside. I don't know how much of this I can film, so if I don't see you until I get to the theatre, apologies. I will include some pictures of my food here if necessary. But yeah, I'm gonna go head inside and see what this is all about. This was a sample for all of us of what is going to be Duck and Waffle's new pre-theatre show menu. We had a delicious variety of food, including braised pork, steak tartare, as well as, of course, Duck and Waffle. And if you have a little bit of extra money to splash around on your trip to the theatre, this is a real treat. So we have just finished our wonderful dinner at Duck and Waffle. Look at this place. Ooh. And now our little group is on its way to the Edinburgh Playhouse for 6. Oh my goodness. 6 round 6. Like I keep saying, that makes it very special. Oh my goodness, I did not come in this entrance. Guys, the imposter syndrome, a little bit real right now. But hey ho. Here we go. Look at this. There's another duck with waffles. Oh my god, how cute. Anyway, like I said, we're about to go to the Playhouse, which I absolutely love because it is one of my favourite theatres. And I'll see you in there. Okay, so yeah, we're this way. So I just made it into the theatre with 4 minutes to spare before the show, which I think is probably the latest I have ever been at a theatre show. If you know me, I'm like a sit down 20 minutes beforehand. I think I'm in row E. Are we all sat together? Let me introduce you guys. We have some more influencer friends.
We're row D, so you're in D?
Okay. Yeah, 1 sec. I'm gonna get my ticket out. Okay, guys, here is the view from my seat. I'm in E33, and the stage is wonderful. Look at all of this. I'm just gonna set my stuff down awkwardly. This is a sold out show and it completely deserves to be. But I'm gonna be quiet for a little bit so you guys can hear the pre-show music maybe over the sound of chatter. It's like, I don't know, loot versions of normal shows, of normal pop songs, which is hilarious. And then, oh my god, that's down there, the guy with the sign. He made it in one of my TikToks and was very popular, but I'm running out of time before the show starts, so I will see you at Mega 6, everyone. I'm very excited. So the show is over. I don't know how you can hear me in and around all of the noise, but my goodness, wow, I have so many thoughts that I will share with you on my way home. But first I'm going to try and fight and show you guys the merch that they have available before I dash my way to the train station, because I got places to be, you know, I got to move and groove. But the merch is over this way. I might give you like a bird's eye shot, just like a cheeky little... Because like CVA to stand in line because I already have like 8 of everything. But you know, we're gonna move and groove. It's a very long line for merch. I mean, can you blame him? It's Licks the Musical, like, fair enough. But I'm gonna go. I'm intrigued to see what the line for stage door is like, because Edinburgh stage door is very hidden and I've never seen anyone stage door at this theatre before. So I'm gonna fight my way through the crowd because it's over this way. I probably won't stay because I don't like stage dooring and I have places to be. But here we go. Stage door is down here. So like I say, I'm very intrigued to see what people are up to. I'm gonna go stand over here. Fascinating. There's a few people waiting. But like I said, I don't really believe in stage doors, so I'm gonna move and groove my way back to the train station. Okay guys, I just made it home. That was a very long train journey, but gave me a lot of time to think, feel, mull over everything I was thinking after having watched 6 for the 6th time. I have a new programme to add to the collection, courtesy of the Edinburgh Playhouse, so thank you for that. If you think I'm shouting quietly, oxymoron much. If you think I'm talking quietly, it's because both my housemates are asleep. So I don't want to disturb them too much, but I am going to get changes to some comfier clothes and sit down and have a chat with you guys about all my thoughts and feelings as to the show I have just witnessed. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to get myself a hot drink, so pause this video, go make yourself a nice brew and come and sit down with me as we chat. So, I have made myself a brew, which is probably going to be way too hot. Yeah, but I think it's time that we have a little chat. Now, as I said earlier in the vlog, I want to make it known that these opinions are by no means a reflection of the talent of the women in the show. Let me make that clear. They're merely more stylistic choices that perhaps I don't love as much as someone else might. Again, these are just my opinions, and as I just want to make so clear, literally not a reflection of the talent, because the talent showcase tonight was absolutely phenomenal, like mind-blowing. There were just other little things that I noticed that I want to talk about, but I'm going to try and keep this light-hearted and not like super grumpy. So without further ado, let's get into this. The biggest thing to address, given that I've made myself very known, especially on TikTok, for talking about the evolution of the costumes. Kate Howard has a new wig. Lou Henry, who is playing Catherine Howard, it's her debut, by the way, like, let's just make that known, like, a round of applause. But she has a very different wig compared to what we have seen in the past. Of course, she still has the pink that Amy Atkinson made iconic, but unlike the slick back Ariana ponytail that we are very used to seeing, this now has like a little wave at the front. I don't know how I feel about it. I know I said earlier that I didn't love it unless Ariana Grande has changed her hair, but it literally doesn't impact the character or the plot of the show at all, so it's more preference at that. So not gonna nitpick that too much. But if we're gonna start by talking with Kate Howard, because, you know, that makes sense, start with number 5. Lou did a wonderful job with All You Want to Do. It is one of the longer songs in the show, and for it to be almost entirely a solo as well is a very daunting task for a lot of people to take on, but she smashed it. She particularly really captured that sort of giddy innocence that Catherine of Howard, it's late at night, guys, it was a long train ride home, but she captured that innocence that Kate Howard had at the beginning of her time, you know, interacting with these men. She almost brought a little bit of humour to the early stages of the song, which is a decision that I have never seen an actress take before, and so it was a really different representation of the song. And I did really enjoy that naivety that was present at the beginning, but up until the very last chorus, it didn't feel as though there was a realisation of exploitation that other queens have managed to portray, which, again, definitely a very different choice. It worked. I just think I don't found the song necessarily as hard-hitting because it wasn't like a sort of progression, if that makes sense. It was like naive and giddy, slightly more grown up but still a bit naive, and then I'm being exploited. So that was very, very, I'm trying to find a word that's not interesting, because I feel like if I just go, that was interesting this whole time, it's going to be a very boring review. But there you have it. It was a very unique choice with that song, for which I appreciate, because that's what makes theatre so enjoyable, seeing different people's interpretations of the same material. But I know we started with 5, but we're going to go back to Queen number 1, Aragon. Now, Catherine of Aragon in this production is being portrayed by Nicole Louise Lewis. I think I got those two the right way around. Sorry if I didn't. Louise makes more sense as a middle name. But a standout performance for me. Aragon, Cleves and Parr all were. But this is probably the most easy sounding No Way I have ever heard. Like, I've never heard it be sung so just comfortably in someone's voice before, and that was really refreshing. Like, she hit that, you know, top C with no problem. Like, it sounded like she could have gone way higher without even stretching her vocal range, which was phenomenal to sort of witness. And she brought this kind of comedic timing to the character that I've not seen a lot of other people bring. I feel like in the past, Aragon is portrayed as quite stoic in some ways, which is her character, which makes sense, but it was refreshing to see this slightly less high-strung version of the character. There was definitely a bit more life and spark in her. Speaking of life and spark, Queen number 2, Anne Boleyn. I don't know. I struggle with Anne Boleyn's character. I really enjoy the song, I forgot what the song was called, and they said All You Want to Do. I really enjoy the song Don't Lose Your Head, don't get me wrong, and watching it tonight made me realise just how much of the choreography I just knew, like, intrinsically, which impressed me, because, you know, just put me on the stage. I think I blend right in. Get me one of those sparkly costumes. But anyway, Anne Boleyn. Today being played by, let me check my handy dandy programme, Laura Drew Pyatt. I think I'm saying her last name correctly. Sorry if I am not. I'm also actually just double checking everyone's pronouns to make sure I'm getting them right, because I don't want to misgender someone. That would be really embarrassing. She definitely had a very high energy Boleyn. Oh, I keep wanting to say All You Want to Do. Oh my god, guys. I think I'm gonna have to lose my crown as Six's #1 fan. It's so embarrassing. But she brought a lot of, you know, energy to Don't Lose Your Head. I mean, I know I'm always like, you shouldn't really have favourites and compare cast. Courtney is the gold standard for Anne Boleyn, in my opinion. But Laura's felt more like a combination. I'm trying to think who. There was a lot of Millie in there, certainly. And maybe a little bit of someone else. But she definitely also made the character her own. I mean, this is obviously nothing to do with Laura, but I think they've made the skirt wider. But that's me focusing on the wrong thing. But it wasn't a standout performance to me, but I think that's more just because more originality was brought to other characters, if you see what I'm getting at. Like, Anne Boleyn tonight felt played safe, which is, like, fair enough. I wouldn't want to play Anne Boleyn just because of the standards that have been set by other people, and just the sort of diehard passion that the fans have for the character. So honestly, props to anyone willing to step into those bedazzled green shoes, because I couldn't do it. Moving on to Queen number 3, and the queen I'm perhaps most nervous to talk about, because I know this queen is attached to the Heathers fandom, and if you know me and the Heathers fandom aren't, you know, buddy most of the time. But we had Erin Caldwell playing Jane Seymour tonight, obviously most well known currently for her role as Veronica in Heathers at the Other Palace. And I felt like this was a really interesting choice. Obviously a big departure from the character of Veronica. I don't think you could really get more different in many ways without maybe playing like Eponine. But it was just, this isn't Erin's fault by any stretch of the imagination, but Seymour just didn't feel matronly enough. There was just something about it that just didn't seem right. Like, when she sang Heart of Stone, Erin, like, she has a phenomenal voice. It just didn't, it felt like she was singing it at a cabaret evening, say at the theatre cafe, as opposed to singing it in the character in the moment. There was like a disconnect for me, certainly, with the words and the songs and then the emotions. Once she got past the bridge, I was a bit more like, okay, she's like got into it. But up until we got there, it was just a little bit short of what I wanted. But she feels too young to be Jane Seymour, even though she's not that different in age to the other people that have played her in the past. But I think that word matronly that I used is what was missing. Jane Seymour is kind of the, like, mother of the group, in the sense that she is the mother of Henry's son, and so that is the role she kind of slot into. And there were just moments earlier in the show, certainly during Ex-Wives, where it felt like Erin was trying to make Jane sexy, Not saying that you can't, it just isn't a direction the character's necessarily gone in, but unlike taking, say, Berlin in a different direction, there's a reason Seymour's not gone in that direction, if you catch my drift. I mean, feel free to disagree with me. This is literally just the thoughts and feelings and ramblings of me, one person. So if you do disagree, let me know in the comments, because, you know, that, again, like I keep saying, is what makes theatre exciting. Like, we're all supposed to have different takes on things, because otherwise we might as well just be like doing a one-shot TV show. But I'm gonna move on before I say too much else about Erin Caldwell, because I really don't want to face the wrath of the Heathers fandom for like the 8th time this week. Queen number 4, Cleves, my favourite. I could go on and on about Cleves because she's the queen I want to be. I want a palace in Richmond with no man to tell me what to do with my money. And Kennedy Small, girl, I loved it. Cleves was so funny, so on it. Just, I mean, Cleves always is, but the way Kennedy, she was like, oh, bubbly, just all over it. Like, really quite sassy as well. Loved that. The costume reveal, stunning every time. Just a all-round badass. We've already covered Queen number 5, so we're going to move on to Queen number 6, the wonderful Kathy Parr. And tonight, Kathy Parr certainly did earn herself that gold star, because I've never found myself drawn to Catherine Parr before. Good character, always played by some amazing women, but just not a character that's always been like a standout for me. But tonight, wow. Now, I'm really sorry if I mispronounce her name, but I believe it's Eve Hackinson. If that's said wrong, please let me know, because I'm dyslexic and basically can't read, which is really tragic, I know. But Eve, I'm gonna have to look up how you say this, because I really don't want to be saying it wrong. One sec. Guys, I was close. It's pronounced Aoife. I'm not comfortable. Let me get comfy. There we go. Aoife, wow, fantastic. What is there not to love about this? Kathy Parr felt less reserved. Like, less in her own little shell. Like, she was a bit more present than I've seen before. And I really like, obviously, the majority of the Parrs we have seen, due to the lower vocal role that Parr usually carries within, like, the harmonies and stuff, played by black women. And they all had, as a general rule, the sort of like their curls to one side and the crown here. But as we're seeing people with less curly hair play the roles, we are getting the two-sided spikes with the ponytail. And I want to just like go to Tesco's like that. Like, you know, just walk around with like battle spikes in my hair. Like, who wouldn't? So that's my new goal in life. But yeah, I just feel like this version of Parr was a little more sparky, a little brighter. I think, yes, brighter is probably the word I want to use to describe this, because, wow, which I really appreciated. But that's my ramblings about the 6 individual performances over. Like I say, please feel free to disagree. In fact, I want you to disagree. I want everyone to have a different opinion, and we can all chat about it in the comments. So go say what you're feeling down in the comments below. And then I'm going to share my few final little thoughts. The woman that was sat next to me through the duration of the show, respectfully, can go to hell. It was like she was running a tuck shop out of her purse, and then her kid went, "Mum, I need my phone," halfway through I Don't Need Your Love, and started filming it. Like, girl, there's a whole moment at the end of 6 that you can film. Speaking of filming 6, here you go. But back to it, we were complaining about the lady sat next to me. I did tell her to stop. She ignored me. And so what did I do? Sang loudly over all of their footage of Mega 6. So they're welcome. My pitchy vocals will probably, you know, stay with them forever. Speaking of vocals, I felt like there were some moments in the show where there weren't harmonies. This is really weird to say, but it felt as though they were all singing the same note, which was very interesting because I've never had that happen before. There's probably a reason why. I don't know why. I like it when there's like lots of really pretty harmonies, and it just felt like there were, let's say on average, there's like 10 big stacked harmonies. It felt like we only got 6 of them. If that's at all understandable. But anyway, again, speaking of the music and the vocals, 6, of course, is based off a pop show. And so there are elements within the songs that sort of mixing techniques are used, such as reverb and echo. But I personally don't like that. It's particularly noticeable in Get Down, where there's like, it's like get down, 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 you know? And I don't love that. Yes, it is like a pop music inspired musical, but it's still a musical. Like, let the women sing. Like, don't overproduce the track whilst it's being sung live. And then House of Holbein. I famously don't love House of Holbein, but the air horn was gone. Guys, the air horn's the best bit. They're like, nyeh, 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 nyeh. Oh, that's so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. But the air horn was gone. And like the air horn was like the best bit. So I don't know what they're doing. Bring that back. Give it back to me because I miss it. But yeah, I feel like overall I had such a pleasant experience. Again, massive thank you to the Edinburgh Playhouse for letting me go and indulge in my Six fandom because I do love it. I really must go see it in London again. I really want to go back to a sing-along because I love the sing-alongs because it's so hard not to sing. Like, I was like dancing, I was like kind of slowly doing the choreography. My checkers, guys, really sadly, I know most of the choreography to the show. Like, I think if you held me at gunpoint and demanded me to like teach 6 people how to do the whole show, I think I probably could, like, to like 95% accuracy, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But I have been rambling for a really long time now, so if you have stuck with me this long, massive, massive thank you to you. As always, it's been lovely having you here, and there are more vlogs on the way, so make sure you are subscribed. I'll give you a little taster of what we've got coming up. We have Winnie the Pooh, which you may or may not see me crying because Winnie the Pooh, I watched Piglet's Big Adventure the other day and sobbed the whole way through it for like an hour. Terrible, I know. We have The Show That Goes Wrong, not The Show That Goes Wrong, that's The Play That Goes Wrong, for their cast change. And then we also have closing night of Eugenius. So if you want to see any of that content, please subscribe. Make sure you stick around. And as always, it has been lovely having you here with me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.